Motivation alone will not build you a business. You might make a plan, write down some ideas, and convince yourself that you can do it, that this time will be different. But let's be honest, that motivation disappears and you forget about it the second something else comes up. It's happened to me countless times, and honestly, I'm surprised I'm even making a second video because of it. But the thing that I've learned is that you need to build systems, and you need to learn how to manage your time. I'm going to show you exactly what I've learned so far, how you can figure out where your time is going, and how to actually use your time properly. Then, how I've started automating parts of the system to save even more of it. Last week, I said that I had 150 days to change my future. I want to learn useful skills, build real projects, start businesses, and make at least $1,000 a month before I start college. But saying that is easy. Actually doing that is the hard part. The thing that you need to understand is motivation is just another feeling. It relies on your energy and your mood. And sure, it feels powerful in the moment. You watch some videos, you get an idea, you tell yourself, this is it. I'm actually doing this. But the second something else comes up, you're tired, you have work, you have friends who want to do something. You open YouTube for 5 minutes and suddenly the motivation is gone. Sure, maybe motivation can get you started and it can help you start the climb towards your goal, but it's not going to get you there. Say you want to be a YouTuber, you might write your first script, you might even make the first video, but the chances are you'll never make the second one. No business is built from one day of feeling motivated. Things actually get finished because someone keeps showing up after it's no longer exciting. And I feel like I've wasted so much of my life because of this. I've had so many ideas, things I've wanted to build, and then a few days later, I just stopped. So the first thing I've realized is that time management might be one of the most important base skills for absolutely anything. Doesn't matter if you're trying to do better at your job, learn a skill, start a business, make videos, get in shape, whatever. If you can't control where your time goes, it's going to be pretty hard to do any of it. So what should you actually do? The first thing I think you should do is sit down and write down where every single minute of your day goes. Because you probably don't realize how much time you're actually wasting. Maybe you spend 4 hours on TikTok, 2 hours watching YouTube, and another hour lying in bed doing absolutely nothing. And I'm not saying that you can never do any of those things. I do all of them. But you need to know where your time is going before you can change anything. Me personally, I put mine in an spreadsheet, and when I actually looked through it, I was surprised about how much time I was wasting doing completely useless shit, like what I just mentioned. It felt like opening up my bank account and realizing I've spent all of my money on Chuck E. Cheese or some stupid, ridiculous thing. You can see on mine after logging it for only 2 days, there were hours where I could have spent building my projects, building towards my goals, learning, building something, writing, anything different. And it just disappeared. That's the scariest part, is that time is so precious and you only have so much of it. You don't notice the 20 minutes adding up. You don't notice 30 minutes there and an hour of watching random videos. But all of those little pieces add up. And once you write them down like this, you can't pretend that you don't have time. You might not have 8 hours free a day, and I definitely don't, but you probably have more time than you think. And now that you know where your time is, you need to figure out how to use the time you've saved properly. Because getting rid of TikTok for an hour doesn't automatically mean you're going to spend that hour building a business. You might just replace it with YouTube or TikTok or any other waste of time. And the best way I've actually found is to use something like a Pomodoro timer. And I know you've probably heard about these in a million other videos, but there's a reason people keep talking about them. It's so basic, but if you just set a timer for 25 minutes and until that timer ends, the only thing you're supposed to be doing is getting towards your goal, doing the task that you need to do. And then when that 25 minutes is up, you take your short 10-minute break and then you get straight back into it. It's not that you feel you need to do it, it's that you need to do it and you've set that time to do it. It's not the motivation doing it anymore, it's time management and the commitment to it. Even writing this script, I'm using one, and I genuinely don't think I've ever gotten a script done this quickly because I don't have to think about finishing the entire video, I just have to think about until that timer goes off. And so You found the time and you know how to use it properly. Now you just need to figure out what you're going to do with that time. And I think this is one of the simplest parts. I'm going to assume that if you're watching this video, there's something you want. You have a goal, you have a life path, or whatever you want to call it. Maybe you want to start a business. What does start a business actually mean? Maybe you want to become a YouTuber. What do you actually need to do tomorrow? Maybe you want to make $10,000. How? What I'm trying to say is that you have a bigger goal, but you don't know what to do. So you need to put that goal down and you need to break it into the tiniest pieces you can. For example, my goal is that I want to make $1,000 a month before I start college in 150 days. That's a big goal. That's a goal that you would never know how to exactly do. So I've started breaking it down. I know that I need to build a community. I know that I need to post consistently. I need to improve my skills, things like time management, using AI better, marketing, sales. Then there's all the small pieces into something like YouTube. And those are just the parts I figured out so far, and I'm sure if I keep going back to the goal and keep doing the same thing, that list is going to expand into 100 different smaller things. But there's something that you really need to pay attention to here, and that's actually getting closer to what you want and not just keeping busy. You could spend hours reorganizing your notes or watching 10 videos a day about marketing, but by the end of the day, you didn't actually do anything. You didn't upload anything. You didn't sell anything. You were busy, but you didn't get towards your goal. And that's where something like a routine comes in, because goals tell you where you're trying to go, but a routine is actually what you're going to do every day to get there. My goal, like I said, is to make $1,000 a month. That's not something I can just wake up and do tomorrow. There's no task to just make $1,000 a month, but I can write a part of a video. I can learn something about marketing. I can work on a business. I can message a customer. I can actually build something. Those are actual things that you can do today, now, not just whenever. I've started trying to build routines around things that actually move me towards it. And I think this is where I went wrong so many times before. I get super motivated, make this massive plan, trying to completely change my life overnight. And I tell myself I'm waking up at 5 in the morning, working out every day, reading, building a business, learning the code, making videos, doing everything absolutely perfect. And then 3 days later or a week, I'm playing Minecraft until 2 in the morning or scrolling on TikTok. The problem wasn't that I didn't want the goal enough. The plan was just ridiculous. So now I'm trying to make a system that can actually fit my life. The biggest thing that's helped me with this planning is doing it the day before I start it, right? I don't go with this huge plan of every single day. I sit down right before I'm going to sleep. I make a list of what I want to do tomorrow, and I break down what I need to do, what's my main goal, what's my sub goals. I write it down on a piece of paper, and then I go through it. The biggest thing that's helped with this is planning my day before I start it. And I don't mean making a list of 15 things that I'm definitely not going to finish, because we've all done that plenty of times. Now I try to choose one main thing. One thing where if I finish it, I can look at the day and say, I actually did something. One thing where if I finish it, I can look at the day and actually feel proud that I actually did something. For today, that might be writing this script. Then I'll have a few smaller things around it, maybe working on a project, answer something, research an idea, whatever needs to get done. But the important part is that the day actually has a priority. You actually have a purpose for that day. Because before, I would sit down at my computer with 5 different projects open and then spend 30 minutes deciding what I should work on. And after those 30 minutes, YouTube would be open, then Reddit, then TikTok, and I just get distracted. You can't fill your day with so many big tasks that you'll never get it all done. You need to know what you can get done and choose your task accordingly. The next step after I plan what I want to do is I time block it. I decide when I want to do it, how long I want to do it for. Instead of just writing work on YouTube on my task list, I'll actually decide from 7 to 9, I'm working on this video. That's it. That's all I'm doing. That's what I need to get done in that time. And then you can use your Pomodoro timers to break that time down to also give yourself a break so you don't get distracted and you don't lose your focus. But even after doing all of this, there was still a problem. Managing the system itself started taking time. I have projects, tasks, deadlines, videos, business ideas, things I want to learn. And even if I just constantly go through that manually just to figure out what I'm supposed to do, I'm wasting time managing productivity instead of actually being productive, which is where AI started becoming way more useful to me. I'm sure you've used ChatGPT or other AI tools for a while now, but normally it was just ask a question, get an answer, close it, and that's useful to learn stuff like a glorified Google. But recently, as many of you have probably seen, it's shifted towards actually doing things for you. Instead of only using AI to help me do the work, I'm trying to use it to manage some of the work around the work. Things like organizing tasks, breaking projects apart, looking at deadlines, helping me plan a realistic day, reminding me about projects that I've completely forgotten exist, and doing the repetitive stuff that I don't really need to be doing myself. This is where I've built my OpenClaw around, and I don't want to be one of those AI guru and showing off all of this stuff, but it genuinely has helped me, and it's not something I'm trying to sell. It's not something I'm trying to put out there like this, but it's genuinely useful. So I've set it up so I have a daily brief with all of the stuff that I've wasted time doing before, like scrolling Twitter for any news that I've been interested in, or all of the tasks that I have for a day, so I have it organized by the topics for today, or maybe stuff I need to get done in the week that I can move on to, or the quickest stuff that I can get done so I can be more productive. Or I have one that takes in my mood and my energy so that I can see what time of day do I feel the best and can do the most. Or even an agent to track my finances, like where I put in all my expenses and how much I'm spending, so I can see where I can cut out the stupid stuff, just like I've cut out the stupid time. It can look what I'm currently working on, what still needs to be done, and what the next actual action is. Because something like make a YouTube video is a horrible task. What does that mean? I need to find the idea, research it, outline it, write the script, record it, edit it, make the thumbnail, upload it. And that's where something like I have my YouTube agent set up, where it breaks down all of my tasks into easier bites so that I can really get it done. So now, instead of me planning my day and spending all that time figuring out what I need to do, the goal gives me a direction, the project breaks the goal down, the agent helps break the project into tasks. I put the important task into my day, I block time for it, then I set a timer and I work. That's it. And it has made things so much simpler to just get it done than stop planning it, which is one of the hardest things to get over. And I can have different agents doing different things at the same time. One can look across everything I'm working on and tell me, hey, you haven't touched this project this week. Another can help me plan around my day. Eventually, I want some of the repetitive stuff to happen automatically. So instead of me constantly checking 5 different places and rebuilding my plan, the information just comes to me. And that's what I think is actually exciting about AI agents. Not that they're gonna magically build $1 million company while I sleep, because they're not. It's because I can spend less time doing all the little annoying stuff surrounding the work and hopefully spend a little more time actually doing the things that matter. The last thing I have to put in this video is about consistency, because I waste a lot of time. I still procrastinate. I still open YouTube when I should be working. I still make plans that are way too ambitious. And some days I'm gonna do almost nothing. None of this has suddenly turned me into some productivity machine, but I really don't think that's the point. I don't need to have 150 perfect days. I just need to stop one bad day from becoming 7 bad days. That's the difference I'm trying to make. If I waste today, it's fine. But tomorrow, I still know what I'm working towards. I still have a project. I still have the next task. There's always somewhere to restart. Lastly, if you made it this far, thank you for watching. If you want to know a little bit more about the agent stuff and even download what I have, you can head to my Discord in the description. And if you want to see more, like and subscribe.